Hello, people. It's Tuesday. It is March 20th. And it's time for another Cartridge Club Hangout, and I apologize for the late start. We were getting in on some Sea of Thieves, and I might play some more solo while we're talking tonight. We were lucky enough to finally get in, but as most multiplayer game experiences are, it's a little rocky to start, and so we experienced some of that firsthand. So it'll be all right. Everything's going to be okay. But yeah, I know there are a bunch of people who are playing and probably not planning on paying attention to this right now, and that's totally cool. But there will be some people on. We could talk about what else is going on. I should get this out of my way. That's better. And see what else is going on. I'll also share a little bit of news, maybe some progress on the whole home thing, how we're progressing with that. As clearly the walls and this room are still quite vacant. So, hello, Chris. See you. Let me see. Yeah, so Sea of Thieves came out today, and we managed to finally get in. There have been some rocky server stuff. Hello, Fitnat.
Hey.
Let me turn down my headphone volume. That's better. Okay. So we got Joe and Chris in the chat so far.
It is. Jinx.
There we go. Setting up cameraman just to keep us safe.
Yeah, I noticed that wasn't on, and I was going to comment in the private chat.
Yeah. So we finally got in on Sea of Thieves.
Nice. Sounds like I didn't miss a whole heck of a lot in terms of the server stuff.
No, you didn't. And I think, for the most part, I think this was all kind of expected, but hopefully the fact that people are starting to get in is a good sign, and hopefully they can kind of tidy this stuff up before it gets too crazy. But it's fun. It's fun. It's a good time. At one point we were sitting there trying to get in, and then Jake and Miles they managed to, because we all paired off, because we figured let's not go for a 4-person crew, let's just look for 2-person teams. Maybe we're trying to come up with something we could do to make it better. Yeah, and to those in the chat, sorry that we started late. We had a bunch of treasure chests that we needed to bring back, and so we needed to make sure that we got credit for our handiwork. But
you got into port later than you thought you would.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. So I expected that there might be some rockiness, and I think other people have too, and I think they will improve.
Yeah. It's first day multiplayer anything.
Right.
And they may not have predicted how much of a jump they would get from Game Pass.
Yeah, because I didn't turn on my Game Pass until yesterday, so that I'm probably one of the many people who decided to just turn that on now, and so they're probably scrambling at that point there. Or the people who are just activating Game Pass today, right? Yeah, right, Kevin? Yes. Big surprise, online server issues. See Diablo 3, see World of Warcraft, see probably any MMO that has ever existed. I'm sure Destiny had its share of hiccups.
I don't remember Destiny actually having that many issues for Destiny 2 on day one. I'm sure there were that I don't remember, but...
Sure. But what about the first one?
I didn't get there anywhere near when it launched.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I played like the third beta, and then it was years later because I knew it was on the next gen systems, and I didn't have one yet. So as soon as I got one, I got the games. It's like
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
didn't want to double dip essentially, so it took me a while.
That's a good move. No, it's a good time so far. I almost got eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
And for some,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say for some reason my weapons and stuff weren't showing up until we went back into port. So I don't. Again, little hiccups and things like that, but now I'm all set and I can play music while we're sailing and stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah, I did end up downloading it. I just wasn't able to get on in time to actually do anything.
Yeah.
But,
I may do some solo sailing at some point tonight, but I don't know.
Am I coming through okay, by the way? I'm hardwired for the laptop, but I am downloading other games right now.
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Like, I'm just more like wondering if there's like any choppiness in the video or anything.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just checking.
I'm trying to see if I could run my new mic. I need to figure out how to get this to. I got one of these guys.
Nice.
Yeah. But trying to run it straight into my laptop doesn't have a dedicated microphone port, so I don't know. I need to figure out what setting I need to get this to read on the laptop, but I'll be able to feed it right into my camera now, which is great.
Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I never.
Your angle has changed.
Yeah, we got a new we got a new video cam, webcam.
How's the Falcon coming?
Oh, it's coming along. I'm on step 2 or finished step 2. So there's 17 sets of bags. So
wow.
Yeah.
So
a ways to go is what you're saying.
Yeah. Ways to go. I'm maybe 10% or a little more than 10% done. I don't know if I like this up here. I don't have any other place to put it. It won't mount anywhere else but on top of the monitor.
You could get a little mini tripod and mount it onto that, but that's almost more effort than it's worth.
It does have like a tripod mount. Oh, maybe I can do this.
There you go.
Is that better or is that worse?
Get a good view.
The light's in the way.
Up top's probably better in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see more of your shelves.
Actually, let me try something. I'm going to put myself on mute.
Okay. Yeah. Can't hear you.
Okay. Because this webcam has a mic too, and I want to make sure I'm using my headset mic, not the... I don't want to think I'm muted when I'm not.
Sure. Okay. You can use the settings in Google Hangouts. They're right there on the top, right there.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see what it says. Yeah. It says default microphone. I'll just...
The default microphone will probably pick from your headset.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I explicitly set it to the headset microphone, so
that's good.
But yeah, either way. But now I know it's not the default; it's the one I specifically picked. So, were you guys all playing Sea of Thieves? Is that what was going on?
We finally got in. We were playing in sections. At one point, we were trying to get in. It was Derek, Pam, P1, and myself.
Yeah,
and it just kept. For starters, we couldn't get past the opening press A. Finally got past that. And then in multiplayer, we got into a party, and then it was just searching and searching, and then it would fail, and we'd search again, and we probably sat and talked for a good hour or so, and then we said, well, let's try breaking up into no. Then Jake and Miles show up in their own group because you can only have crews of 4, and they get in, and so we're like, what is this madness? So we then broke into groups of 2 and tried to get in. Derek and I tried. Sean and Pam tried, and neither of us were able to get in. And then Derek went to go do something. Pam signed off for a bit, and then P1 and I searched, and then we finally got in, and we're playing. So it sounds like they're having their, natural growing pains.
Yeah,
I think
Yep, I sure do.
But that's okay. It's so much fun. It's so much fun when you get in there. If you have people who, I guess whether they're good or not at sailing is not really the important part. But no, we're having a good time.
I don't know. I heard about this issue about a map. We have to read 2 maps. I don't know. Not for me. Not for me.
So you get treasure maps, and they show a picture of an island. It's unmarked except for an X. You have to go to then your big map, find the island on this big map, and then plot a course. So you have to circle it. There's no waypoints. There's no arrow in the sky. You have to figure out the direction and go. It shows you where your boat is, which is fine. It's more than fair. I saw people complaining that there weren't waypoints, which I think is just ridiculous. But anyways, we're pretty good at it. It'll be nice to get a group of 4 in there, though, and have the big ship. And because when you only have 2 people, you can only do the small. I think 2 you can do a galleon. It's just not a good idea. No, it's fun. It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah. We didn't sink. We only had to repair the boat once. It's good.
So what other games did you get on Game Pass other than that to start?
All of them.
All 6 of them?
No, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rime, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, and
They just got released on the Switch today.
Shantae did?
And the Pirate's Curse.
Half Genie Hero?
No, only the Pirate's Curse, and it's digitally only. So.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So, Half Genie Hero was out already, I'm taking.
Yes, Half Genie Hero comes out, I think, next week. Like the
Yeah.
Grand Ultimate Edition comes out.
Yeah. So the missing one,
you'll
but
see.
that one's a little hard to look at just because it was previously a DSiWare game, so it's really pixelated playing it on the big screen. The Risky's Revenge is the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So they're probably just skipping that one. Anyway.
Totally blanking on the last of the games that I'd. But yeah, I'm impressed with the offering so far. I'm pretty happy with it.
It seems like there are less.
Super Lucky's Tale. That was the other one.
Okay, I almost downloaded that, but I think I'm just going to play something and then delete it and go because I'm almost out of space.
Yeah. I cleared some of the stuff that I wasn't going to play imminently, like Gears 4. I'll want to make sure I download that prior to me moving into the new house because I think my data plan. I think I'm going to actually have a cap limit on data. It'll still be like 2,000, like 2 terabytes a month. So I think we'll be okay. But
Yeah,
I'd rather not
be fine. No, you're gonna be absolutely fine. Believe me, with that, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think I have a terabyte, and I'm fine. I've never gone over.
Yeah, that's more along the line for people who have businesses, and even if you're streaming, like that still is like 30 like 4K movies. So
okay.
You're gonna be fine.
Okay, good. Well, still, I prefer to not take 100 gigs of my cap and apply that. Let's not do that.
There you go.
Hello, Kyle.
Cheers, everyone. Hey,
Cheers.
what's up?
Hey, Kyle.
Musty's been talking about Sea of Thieves,
Sea of Thieves.
the Xbox and Microsoft exclusive.
Rare.
Sounds like a fun game. I'll have to pirate it sometime.
Arr, har, har, har.
Hi, everyone.
Arr.
No, it's fun. I could see, like, we kept going past. I'm like, I was telling people, I'm like, I see another boat. We're gonna go get it. Because we could very easily just go and get into a cannon battle and sink it if we wanted to. But yeah, it's a good time.
This looked like a fun game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure there's I saw some things. I was watching a stream last night because I was sitting there impatiently waiting for it to show up on Game Pass. So I was watching a stream and saw some stuff that I can't wait for the moment for that stuff to happen with people who don't know what's coming. And I won't say anything more because they've already... no, I'm not going to do it. Won't do it.
Spoiler-free discussion.
Yeah. They've already announced that certain things exist, but seeing it is a whole nother experience.
You talk about the octopus or a giant squid thing?
The Kraken?
Ah, that's what it is.
Yes.
I saw the images.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, all that preamble for nothing.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ryan. I was going to walk away from it. And just... Yes. Yes. When it happens. Oh, man.
I'm sure we'll surprise everyone.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Nope. No more surprises.
Playing some 360 right now, actually.
Nice.
What are you playing?
Well, let's see if we can guess the game. Oh. Am I on? Oh.
Is that
Is it Crackdown?
a Saints Row?
It is not. Just from the artwork.
Oh, I shouldn't talk. Here, let me present you. How about that?
There we go. I can't click on any other menus, otherwise it would give the name of it away.
Huh.
It's a first-person shooter.
Okay, that helps. Because the two things I was thinking of were... I'll try this first because I think I remember it having a more cartoony style. Brink?
It is.
It's Brink?
Oh, nice.
It is.
Haven't
Well
seen
done.
that in a long time. My other guess was going to be body count, but I'm just like, it's not body count. That doesn't make any sense. Question is, which one of those is more obscure?
I don't think I've played the body count, so.
Yeah, body count I think is a spiritual successor to Black.
Oh. I like black.
You asked the question of guess this game for probably a chat that has one other person that's heard of this game in it.
Yeah, I know it wasn't popular back in the day.
No. I remember having a little bit of fun with it, but I also remember having problems.
Yeah, it's not a perfect game.
I don't know if I played the demo or a beta or something.
I just
know I
like
never
it's
bought
more
it.
more of an objective based shooter. Actually has some point to it. But it's rough. It's rough.
What did everyone think of the Nintendo stuff today?
Me.
Some of the
Which is
games
the
looked good,
indies?
but it wasn't super exciting.
No.
That Messenger one looks interesting.
Yeah. I will agree with that.
And Bomb Chicken. Was that on anything else? Find out.
I don't doubt that it will come to... I mean, most of what we saw today is going to be on everything. You know, launching first on Switch doesn't necessarily mean anything more than a week, couple, you know, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought it was like something getting ported. Can't imagine what would have given me that idea. But
No, ports?
yeah.
We
Yeah, but it does appear to be new and it's showing up on Steam Greenlight as well.
Okay.
I didn't look that much at it though. But yeah, a couple good games.
Now, the fighting game looked good. There was fine print in there that said that the online service launches in September.
Hmm.
I don't know if people caught that, but
Yeah, you mentioned it in the Discord.
I did. Yeah.
Discord, yeah.
Did they put a release date out for that game though?
It said summer. That's all it said.
Okay.
So I have to assume it'll be there before it, but maybe the, you know, online multiplayer won't be there until September is what they... So maybe they're talking about their own online and not Nintendo's online. Could
Yeah, that's what I was
potentially...
thinking of. It's like maybe it's there for their own thing, because if Nintendo had that date set, they would have announced it.
Yeah, although this wouldn't have been the venue for that anyways.
Yeah.
But then the strange thing is after this, there were like 3 other announcements that happened that could have very well been part of this. Like, what's it called? The Drifter, Hyper Light Drifter, is coming to Switch. They announced it in a tweet after the fact.
Nintendo did, or the company that puts it out?
The company that puts it out did. I'm surprised that Nintendo didn't go so far as to just say, "Hey,
Also, this.
yes, right. Here's
Well, they
one more
probably
bullet point."
charged something for advertising to get people into that one. So maybe these companies just didn't want to pay the advertising fee and just figured they'd piggyback off the announcement hype.
No, that's a fair point. Yeah, that makes sense.
Since Hyperlight is a port, they might not want to show that off as much. Banner Saga was a bigger pull than probably Hyperlight would have been.
Mm-hmm. And the first 2, the fact the first 2 are coming too.
I guess I missed all the excitement.
Well, it's about 11 minutes long. You can.
Oh, is it another direct or?
It was a Nindies
Showcase.
showcase.
Oh, cool.
As in, here's some
definitely
trailers.
check that.
Bye.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's some trailers and
That's
you know, some witty banter between 2 guys who barely get to talk to the public.
Good to see.
Mm-hmm. So our house inspection is tomorrow for the new place. Because we have a new place.
Fingers crossed.
Well, we still have a new place.
No, the inspection goes well. You know.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would need to be something pretty horrific for us to change our mind at this point.
So, Musty, this is a different place, or?
Musty's moving.
No, I know. I'm sorry. Did you?
I haven't publicly mentioned the fact that we found a place yet. I think I talked to some of you individually and mentioned it or showed a picture of it or something like that. But no, we gotta. Yeah. So this is me kind of saying that now.
Okay, so I didn't just put my foot in my mouth, or I did.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
I wasn't
Hangout's
sure if maybe
exclusive.
that one didn't work out and you got a second new place. or what?
We were shaky on it a couple of times. We had to take our contingency off on the sale of our house, even though we had already. Well, that was the other part. Our other house sold within a week, which is awesome.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
So all the advice our realtor gave worked,
Yeah. Good.
including vacating this place. But
Yeah.
once we can get those inspections done, I can start to bring stuff back. I won't take it all out of the boxes, but at least it'll be here.
Right.
I don't want to spend money for a storage unit that isn't necessary.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Nice,
exciting
yeah,
times.
congrats.
Exciting times.
A new Shire.
Yeah, I'm totally excited for the fun dungeon or whatever we're gonna call it.
Your Hobbit hole.
That's
Call
what
it
you
a
should
Hobbit
call
hole.
it, the Hobbit hole.
I could. I could paint the door green with the slats. Make it look like. We'll see. I want to do the bookcase, like the hidden bookcase with that. Pull the book and then the bookcase opens. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Now he has to do it.
That's right. Or a piano made of skeleton bones.
What is that, Goonies?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, when I saw that movie for the first time, those little gizmos that, what was the kid's name? Was it Data?
Yep.
I ran up to my bedroom and started like pulling out my toys and trying to make little gizmos like that. And they were never quite as good as the ones in the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how'd that go for you?
Nah, it didn't work out very well.
It's a booby trap.
Yeah. That's what I said.
That's awesome. Did you see so back to Sea of Thieves, did you see the Sean Astin trailer?
Nope.
No.
I heard about it, but I never saw it. I haven't seen it.
He makes a reference to the fact that his asthma prevented him from carrying on a life as a pirate.
Oh. Yeah, that's funny. Did he do the inhaler?
No, he didn't. He just mentioned it, and then the end of it, the pirate that's sitting there, the skeleton of the pirate, is totally One-Eyed Willie.
Oh, I should go watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. It's good stuff. But yeah, so that's why I started this hangout much later than I would have.
Playing Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, sorry about it. Sorry, not sorry. If I didn't have
stealing all your time away.
yes, time thief. But yeah, no. If we hadn't sat there for an hour waiting to get in, I probably would have cut out earlier. But whatever.
Determination kicks in at that point.
Right. You're like, let's get these 3 chests back to port.
Either you just leaned in or you adjusted your mic volume by accident.
I don't know.
It's not bad. It just got a little louder.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Yeah.
Maybe me.
No, it was Musty's volume going up, but maybe I'm just hallucinating.
It's possible. Maybe I went from here to here.
Yeah.
I gotta get my pickups.
Hmm.
Did you guys find stuff this week?
Nope.
One thing arrived.
Was that your 20% eBay thing?
Well, yeah, it was going to be until I found it below, the price that even would have been if I used my 20%. So someone uploaded it right before I did my buy it now offer. So I jumped on this one. So I got no 20%. I might as well just show it right here since I got it. But I got my number one for Midwest.
Hey.
Zombies
Oh,
Revenge.
nice.
The Dreamcast. So, like I said, I cleaned it up. There was a lot of stickers on it on the front here. But I got it all nice and clean. There's a little crack action in the back here, right there. But to
A
me,
little bit of a crack in the rear.
Crack action.
Yeah.
but I paid only
Crack
$10
action.
for it, and it normally sells for around 30. So, and
How much did you pay?
10.
You got $20 off for a crack in the case?
Well, the guy just listed for 15 or best offer, so I offered him 10, and then boom, the disc is in the Dreamcast here. I haven't do attempt at pulling the sticker off of this one yet, but the disc is in pretty good shape. There's not a scratch on it, so. But yeah, so I just cleaned up the case because there's a whole bunch of stickers and just a couple small cracks. But other than that, I just got to peel this sticker off this guy, and I'm fine with the price I paid for it. So.
Sticker right on the disc. That's
But it doesn't seem like this one's that bad to peel off. This one looks like it's a pretty decent sticker to pull off, not like a Blockbuster sticker here. I just haven't had the opportunity to clean it up yet. But so on to the next thing now. So
I can look for that at Midwest then?
absolutely.
Okay.
It's one of the 3 games Mr. Vox is keeping for his Dreamcast collection.
Ooh. High praise. Then.
I guess that should be higher on my list of missed opportunities then, because I mentioned before when I got my Dreamcast, I got it at a pawn shop, and there was a bunch of games in a box for $2 a piece. I think that was one of them that I skipped over. Whoops.
Pretty decent game. I didn't realize it because I first thought with the combat it's pretty basic, but then looking through the manual, it's actually pretty elaborate. Like there's a lot of things you can actually do with the combat. So you just gotta do like the button implementation, kind of like in a fighter, in order to execute it.
Combo.
Yeah, but it does support the arcade stick, so that's always a plus. Eric, do you have an arcade stick for your Dreamcast?
No. Do you have the one with the green?
Mhm.
Is that the one?
Yes, I do. I bought that in Portland last year.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would. Maybe if I saw it, I would consider grabbing it. But I have a Dreamcast steering wheel. That's kind of fun to play with. What's it called? Sega
GT.
Sega GT, and it's actually a lot of fun with 18-wheeler, the truck driving game.
Yeah,
That seems to make that game a little more tolerable.
that's on my list for Midwest this year.
It'd be fun.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Anyone else have pickups?
I do, but
Yeah, have you get them?
no, I went and grabbed them. So.
Okay.
What to start with?
Yep.
So that N64, I went to my shop, got a replacement on the expansion bay cover. So
Is that an original one or a remake?
it looks to be a non-OEM, but I mean, there's no branding on it anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
So it should look pretty convincing.
But you're gonna have to pull that thing out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have a jumper pack.
But don't you want a memory expansion pack in there?
I'm selling that. I mean, I'm going to let go of that
you're
one.
selling it.
So-
Yeah. Okay.
So what I'll probably do is I'll sell the expansion pack separately.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, since it's an off-brand one. It's Pelican.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I went to the same game shop. And they have their little everything on or under this table is $5 for $5. So I grabbed 5 Game Boy cases, 4 NES sleeves, and the blue branded NES case.
Cool.
Yeah. I also got Bayonetta 2.
Oh, that thing's out. I didn't realize
Yes.
it would come out.
Came out 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I'm not paying attention.
Yep. Inside of the covers got. Oh yeah. And actually, it doesn't matter because I already redeemed it. But the code is
Yeah, I hope you did.
Hold on
I
a
read-
second. Let me just get a good look at that.
Freeze frame.
No,
Oh,
I
so-
redeemed it immediately. I'm certain of it. So
So what is it? Is the code for the first game, and then the second
Yeah.
game comes on the cartridge?
that's right. Yep.
Is the cartridge in your system? Because it's not in that
Yes.
case. Okay.
It is. Yeah. Where'd it go?
No, those things are so easy to lose. I'm sure. Go.
Yeah. So this I got in the mail from Travis. So
Do,
If you watch-
do.
you watched his pickup video. He said first person to contact him on it that wanted it.
Oh,
I
really?
did.
Yeah, you seem to be pretty quick on the trigger when he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you've done a couple of those, haven't you, Musty?
Well, he might as well just ask me before he does it now. I'm one of the first people to watch it, so I guess that's how it works. This weekend was Half Price Books coupon week. So I got the coupon was 40% off on Saturday of your most expensive item. Both of these were listed at 10, so I got one of them for 6. And the boxed ice hockey, complete
Nice.
boxed ice
Styrofoam?
hockey. Yep.
This
Wow.
is in good shape. The box.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's okay,
Styrofoam's
kind
in
of
there.
fun.
And then there was another manual. I don't know what. You familiar? I've not heard of this.
I have that game.
Yeah. Came with an extra manual in it.
Manuel.
Yes.
It's not
But
a. It's not.
Ice
A,
hockey's.
I think it's kind of an uncommon game. It's not the easiest game to find. Granted, I paid $1 for it, but I think it's uncommon.
I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing I got from Half Price Books, because it was their boxed Super Tennis in pretty good shape. All complete.
Mario Tennis.
Prelude to Mario Tennis. That's right.
Do you want that box?
Nice.
Do I want the box?
If you ever get rid of the box, I might be interested.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
No, it's just such a stupid thing. It's not worth keeping in mind. It's ridiculous. I'm just saying, if he doesn't want it now, if he's content without the
no.
box,
I mean,
buy the box from me. If you-
I picked it up because it was complete. So
Okay, there you go. Then there you go.
then I went across the street. In this shop, somebody had just traded in a ton of boxed, like high tier boxed NES. There was a complete Snow Brothers. There
Wow.
was a complete
Oh yeah.
Metal Storm. There was a, what is it called? Little Red Riding Hood Zombie Barbecue on the DS
Yeah,
was in there
something
also.
like that.
There was a Neo
Everyone's
Geo game in there. I picked up this for $20, and it has the encyclopedia in it.
Oh wow.
There
Nice.
you go.
So it's all in there.
Are you
Yeah.
collecting Broderbund for NES?
Awesome.
I
Or
want
did you
to,
just pick it
yeah.
up because it's just a good
I-
package.
I picked it up because it was Carmen, and it normally goes for 30 plus complete like this. So 20 was a steal.
Nice.
The guy
Nice
kept
pick.
going, "You want the Snow Brothers, right? You want the?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Yes, but at $20.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Does that say Konami on it?
It does.
I thought it was Broderbund. Okay.
I wonder if the Konami.
No, I'm sorry. Broderbund is Carmen was not a Broderbund, and on PC they were.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So does that help you towards the Konami collection, or are you still like?
No, no. My Broderbund list is short. There's only like 6 games left on it that I need, but one of them is Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball, which is a little more expensive than.
He's got to have what's it called? Melissa's brother with you to get a good deal, like I did.
Yeah. I will attempt to do that. 2 more things both came in the mail. One of them was this.
Oh, cool.
The Diva Pop, yep. And then the little Diva's in there. She's in there. The whole front opens up and she pops out. Which is pretty cool.
Is that bigger than the average Pop figure?
Yes. It's a 6-inch
the box
figure.
Seems bigger, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, here. NES game for
Wow, okay.
for size reference.
Do they have all the Overwatch characters?
They're getting there. At the time that this one released, they only had these 6. So I have McCree and I have Diva because they're my mains. But I think they're adding the rest. Is that Galaga? And the last thing I got was...
That answers my question on the volume.
The last thing I got was a shotgun microphone. Got a good deal on it and brand new. So
what is that going to help you with?
This is going to make it so I don't have to. I can feed this right into my DSLR.
Okay.
So I should get better audio quality, and I won't have to stitch it together with the video after the fact.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Neat.
But yeah, it'll also mount. It mounts right onto the camera. So if I wanted to do footage at Midwest, I can have. Yeah, I can't hook this up to that.
Yeah.
Certainly not walking around with a snowball mic on this. Yeah.
Do you have one of them square stands for that camera, or people hold it as like a 2-fister? You know.
Oh, I've been thinking about it, and I prefer the Scorpion. I can pull up what one of those looks like.
Sure.
Gun mount.
Oh wow.
Screen share.
I can see why they call it a Scorpion.
Yep. So it's like this. And so then you can mount a hot shoe to the top, so I can mount the mic on there. I could attach a light. You can get a bar that goes across it, so you could actually have multiple things. But then you just kind of grab it by the handle there, and you can move quickly with it. You can set it down.
No, it's not too pricey either. $15.
Yeah, it depends on where you go. If you wanted some kind of professional gimbal,
Jeez.
like this.
That's like a steady cam thing, practically. It seems.
Yeah, you could probably sprint with this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and the end of holding. Yeah, that's not necessary.
What a deal.
I know, no kidding.
Only 6,500. I'll take 2.
For that price,
In case I break the first one.
yeah.
Got to keep one in Joe
like
condition.
this.
That's true. Keep it boxed up.
So see,
Never to be used.
Boxed.
they've got their mic going into the camera, and then they have a little monitor for them so that they can see it while they're filming from there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's an interesting approach, like that. For my, if I wanted to use my GoPro for that, that would be a way to do it, because I can use my phone as the viewfinder for the GoPro, but I don't really use it. I don't use that enough because I've since taken steps to upgrade that stuff. That's it. That's it.
Chris.
Hello, Chris.
There he is.
Hey, Chris. Oh, he's got one of the. We can't hear you, Chris.
Turn your mic on.
There you go.
There you are.
Yeah, one of those rigs.
Yeah.
He came on at the right time.
Let's see, I might have to. Let's see. I think he came down.
So, Kyle, you're going to drive out to meet us at Midwest, right?
Oh, maybe.
I
I don't think the
It's
I
only a
don't think
couple
the
hour
Midwest
drive.
thing's
It's only a couple hour drive.
is happening.
Wow.
I'm pushing to make Cartridge Con happen.
Oh, that would be good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to meet you. That's all. So one or the other is fine with me.
Yeah. I know I'm a hot ticket.
Yep.
Quite humble, this guy is.
And humble.
So who knows what Duke's big thing is? Probably
Have-
can't talk about it either way.
I have predictions, but
Oh, you do?
Atari related, probably.
he was talking about during the stream. He talked about how much fun he was having with that.
Yeah.
I was thinking he might do something with boys.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whatever it is.
Should be a good time.
Always good to see Atari love.
I know. He's got me really, between him and Musty, you guys have really got me into the. We had some people over on St. Patrick's Day, and I pulled out the Atari again. With it, they had a 10-year-old boy, and he was playing. He was playing Space Invaders and Phoenix and Pitfall, and he was kind of getting into it. So that was kind of fun to see.
Yeah. I mean, the cartridges are super easy to work with. Like,
Yep.
you don't really ever have to worry about it not. You don't get the NES blinking light with an Atari, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Things built to last.
It is built to last. I still have our original one from. I think I concluded it was 1979, because we bought it. It came with bowling, which I don't think was released until 79.
Can really say that systems from that era were built to last rather than just refuse to die.
Well,
A little
that's fair.
bit of both.
They're
Both
pretty.
ways.
It's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid machine in there.
Yeah, but like I
It's
don't
all
think they were
beefy.
building those to like for posterity. I think they were just trying to make a buck on the system.
No, fair enough. But those things don't. Mine still works. After 40 years.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
What's not
Well, we
awesome
got
is
that.
playing freaking Galaga with an Xbox One controller. This is terrible.
So Eric,
Some
how
games
much
are built for a joystick.
research are you going to do on that on your draft or on our draft?
draft. What are you talking about?
The 2600 cards.
Oh, I'm not doing any.
I'm not either.
I'm sorry. I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I'm not going after. I'm not researching them to see which ones are the pricier ones to try to grab those. I'm going to grab the ones that I don't have, and then the ones that I do have that are labeled upgrades or something like that.
Yeah.
But mostly, all I've done is I took a list at them, look at them, and said these are the ones I've already got.
Okay.
Because I can't remember. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm getting to an age, or whatever you want to call it, or a collection size where I can't actually remember every game I have for those older systems. So, and I'm going through the. I bought the Brett Weiss top 100 games of 1977 to 1987, and so I've kind of been adding them to my wish list. So I might try to get some of those that are in that top 100.
Cool.
And that's where Wizard of War came from, because that was one I'm like, I'm not in the W's yet, but he mentioned another game for a different system and said this game is basically Wizard of War on the 2600. So I'm like, oh, okay, well I should add that. So that's all. That's the level of, and that's where Joust and maybe even Galaxian came from too. They were just I'm listening to, and I'm also listening to this podcast, right, which has got me interested in some games. So that's where it's coming from.
How long are those episodes?
Oh, like 20 or 30 minutes. And I've been listening on 1.2 speed, and I've been doing it while I've been putting together the Legos. So I've been flying through them. And I don't fully pay attention to him because he lists off a lot of like statistics. Like he'll talk about like the label variants and like he talks about like all the game modes. And if you guys have played Atari, it's like reading off. It's literally reading off like a table. It's like, okay, well, modes, games 1, 3, and 5 are single player, and 2, 4, and 6 are double player, and you don't need to pay a lot of attention to that. But they're enjoyable.
That's cool.
They're not too long. I think I'm on like episode 12 now. I blasted through them when I was that first night I was putting that Lego kit together.
Episodes of what now? I missed it.
It's an Atari podcast that Duke was telling me about. It's called 2600 Game by Game, and he's going through the game catalog in part number order. So he's like the system is 2600, and then there's a game 2601 that's combat, I think, and 2602 is air sea battle. And so and I thought I would collect. I thought I might collect Atari games on those numbers too, Musty. Like go through them in order and maybe try to grab some of the gaps that I've got between games.
No, I should definitely go through and make sure I know which ones I have.
Certainly the ones you have already. Yeah.
Because we can just. I'm sure somebody out there would be interested in those.
Yeah. Other than that first day, Musty, I haven't looked at the list again. I'm sorry. I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I'm just going in pretty much plain. I just don't want to grab ones I already have, and I do have a wish list I might try to focus on, but
cool.
That's about it.
All good.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure what you meant by draft there. I had forgotten. Forgotten about it, kind of. I wanted to make sure Ryan knew how we were going to pay him, though.
Yep.
So you're not going to pay me. You're not going to pay me. You're not going to pay me. So.
Is he going to have the thing at the expo?
You can probably bring it Friday, if anything. So I'm sure he doesn't want to haul it around. So I'm sure he can just drop it off on Friday. So.
Who is this that you're getting it from?
It's my buddy Jim. So.
Okay. Is he going to the expo?
Yeah, he goes every year.
Okay. So we'll see him there. Okay, fine. Fair enough.
So.
And your fee is the system and controllers?
Yeah. I mean, I might switch my mind on it, but I do kind of want to futz around with it, if anything, for fun on the side, Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But though, after seeing Duke's video about having like the ghosting issue, kind of makes you second guess it,
Well, I think Yoshi told him what he had to do to fix that.
Okay. I know. I saw Jared reached out to him too. So
yeah, I'm thinking about doing that now, but I saw a video today actually about component modding the 7800, and it looks like he had the same kind of board that Duke had for the 52 for the 26. Maybe I'll do that.
Tim Worthington has a RGB mod, I know.
RGB, okay.
So
that's
I think there's supposed to be a Retron 77. That's supposed to be HDMI. I don't know when that's coming out. But supposedly, I think Sean Hancock said later this year, but we'll see.
Yeah, Hyperkin, I believe.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Should be good.
The Retron 77, yeah. Well, I don't know. I keep hearing Retron, they don't have the greatest build quality. Do any of you guys have a Retron 5?
No,
I wouldn't buy one.
no. That's
Like, yeah, I hear they don't last. They don't work well. They don't last
I'm
long.
more of a retro guy myself.
Everyone who I know who's owned one, with the exception of maybe Troy, has had issues. So
Yeah. Okay. That's what stopped me.
maybe Caleb too. Caleb, I think.
He won like Sean liked his too. But
Sean liked it. Okay. Well,
he did, but then I think he got the pie and then he didn't need it anymore.
yeah. Well, that reminds me, I have a retro pie. I gotta set him. My brother gave me one.
Just gotta add games to it, or
No, I just actually he had it configured for a generic Xbox 360 USB, like a wired Xbox 360, and I just have this thing, which I bought maybe. Let me see if I'm pointing at the camera. I just have this thing, which I bought maybe 20 years ago. It's not configured.
The Logitech Rumble Pad too.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Dual action. Yeah. Anyway, I bought a. I was going to go in and maybe tweak the configuration. I couldn't get this one to work, so I actually went out and bought a generic USB Xbox 360 controller, and I just haven't tested it yet. But it should have the games. It should have a bunch of stuff on it. I might want to upgrade it because I think he set it up maybe 2 years ago. So I might want to upgrade some of the software, add some ROM images to it. But yeah, I just need to do. I've been playing The Last of Us, so I've been really trying to make sure I get through that. So now that that's done,
time for Kingdom Hearts.
I can play with there's that too. Kingdom Hearts. I need to go back to Odin Sphere. I need to go back to Dark Cloud. I need to finish Samus Returns. So those 4 alone are more games than I win in a year. So I don't know what I'm thinking, but
Too busy playing with Legos.
I'm playing. Yeah, and I want to play. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm a middle-aged man. If I want to play with Star Wars Legos, damn, I'm gonna. I've been waiting 20 years to get a Star Wars Lego kit. I love it. It's fun. Plus, I get to listen to all these podcasts, so catching up on my podcasts.
So I guess all the folks here that had the Brawler 64 got rid of theirs.
Thanks to Musty. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I just got rid of both of mine.
Hooray!
Oh, so what's the deal? Were you able to return them, and they're going to send you the new?
We found something way better than that.
We all scalped them.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You sold them to unsuspecting?
Nope.
I don't know if they're unsuspecting.
Nope. They should know all the warning signs by now, because every review says it's fantastic, even though it has this clicking issue.
Well, how'd you sell them on? Like eBay, Craigslist, local?
eBay.
I thought the company was going to take them back if you wanted to.
Who cares? I got 4 times the amount I paid for mine. So
No.
3 times the amount.
Are you kidding me?
We all did. We all did.
Why?
Somebody was willing to pay for it.
They're not.
Because there's reviewers online who are saying it's the best controller ever made for the Nintendo 64.
And on top of that, they're not coming out. The pre-orders that you order now aren't coming out until May, so I guess some people just want them right now.
So they are out of stock. Okay.
Yeah.
Some people are
well, good on you guys.
There's
Was this all discussed
listed
on
like
Discord?
Yeah.
I
Did I miss this all?
kind of sounded the alarm because I looked. When did I look it up?
Friday, I think.
Yeah, because I saw. So there was that Mad Little Pixel did another video about it, and he brought up the fact that they were going for ridiculous amounts on eBay. So I went and looked, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow.
Behold, fools abound.
Right. So I listed
hey.
it. I listed it with as an auction with a buy it now, and it sold in 5 minutes.
Wow. Good
Bye-bye.
for you. That's
incredible.
incredible.
And so shipped it immediately. It arrived yesterday, and we're good.
All right. So what are you guys going to do? You're going to get the. Are the colored ones going to fix the issue, or are you going to wait for revision 2, or what?
But I don't trust this company. I'm sorry. I'm done with this company, and it drives me nuts
Really?
that people are online right now are saying, "Oh, just gotta buy it now," when they know this issue. And I think these people are so ill-informed on this stuff too. I watched Gamster's video last night, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be great for Smash Brothers," and it's not great for Smash Brothers because the Z button is not a digital button, and that involves all the canceling. So if you know anything about Smash Brothers, if you ever played, and he's like, "Oh, you can set the turbo button. That's gonna make things easier in Smash Brothers." No, they won't. Actually, they'll make things worse for you in Smash Brothers because there's frames and what's it called. You're not gonna get 2 punches. There is a cooldown effect with a punch. So it's all you're gonna do is like if you put the turbo on your C button, you're gonna lose your second jump, which essentially is, besides Kirby and Jigglypuff, you're gonna die. But people see this stuff online and they're like, "Oh, no, I need it for my Smash Brothers. I need to have this controller."
So you're bringing up an interesting point because what you're also saying is that these YouTubers now are their credibility is questionable.
Very so.
That's a little bit alarming. I mean, Gamester and some of these guys. I mean, I know
every big YouTuber I've seen on there is anyone that says it's good is not pointing out anything that's. I mean, they say, "Oh, this clicking thing is not an issue." Mad Little Pixel is the only one to really find like an issue with it, which is
that the Wave Race guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the only one to really find issues.
He's gonna drive himself nuts. He's got a video playlist on this thing now, and he was the one who also saw that. That other design from last year from some other company in like Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Almost the same exact design.
Mm-hmm. Like they just completely ripped off that. It's like the same button layout. It looks identical to it. They like ripped it off.
They switched the
D-pad with the analog
stick and the D-pad. Yeah. I don't know.
Chris, were you going to say something?
I just thought it's cheap and plasticky.
Yeah, it felt. I agree.
Just felt bad.
So you guys don't think it's a good controller?
It feels like cheap China junk to me. I'm trying to write a review right now.
What really gave you that idea from this conversation?
Well, it's just alarming because these guys who have all had it, all 3 of you have had it and you've used it, and you're saying it's not very good. Even ignoring the trigger in the left stick problem, you're saying it feels cheap. And yet, universally, if I didn't know you guys, I would go to YouTube or whatever and think that this thing had universal acclaim, universally considered good.
Mm-hmm.
And here it's unanimous that it's not good.
And I'm trying to write a review for this thing.
That's crazy.
And I decided I'm going to do as opposed to just doing like continuously talking about, okay, well, this part, I'm just going to do a good and bad part. I'm getting to that part, and my bad is going to completely outweigh my good. My good is very tiny, and I'm not trying to be negative with this thing, but it's going to come off negative with all the bad listed. But I also feel as if I'm being more honest with these people. For a console I love, and I can point out more things than these people are saying. Almost every single positive review for this one it almost starts off the same exact way. Every single review starts off, the N64 is such a classic console, but it always has one problem: this controller. It just doesn't seem to feel right, and I can't ever seem to game with the best controller. It seems like almost every single positive review has the same exact opening, and it's and it's almost maddening because I feel people are being brainwashed into thinking this is like your answer, and it's driving me nuts because
it's shocking how forgiving.
I'm really glad I did not get
Nintendo related product.
It holds up to the why you should hold off on. I mean, there hardly is ever a very good third party controller. Actually the best one probably that is good for. It's not great for every game, but it's great for the games that it's great for. Is that Arcade Shark, the arcade stick for the N64, because that's great for like games like Star Soldier because it's got the turbo buttons, so you can do stuff like that. It's great for Killer Instinct Gold. But
what about that glove one?
I have yet to get that glove one. I've seen it a couple times, but I've yet to jump on paying like $30 for that thing. But
Star Soldier game for the N64.
Yeah.
A shooter, like a shoot 'em up.
Yep.
I have that Star Soldier. It's
Why
great.
have I never heard of this?
I think it's called Vanishing Earth. If I
N64
remember.
it's not made by Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kyle. It's called is it called Star Soldier or Vanishing Earth?
Yeah, both Star Soldier, Vanishing Earth,
Oh,
or
okay. Sorry.
something very similar to that.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Damn. I'm gonna add that to the list. They actually made a shoot 'em up on the N64.
You can ask this guy. That's
That's
why.
fascinating.
Right.
How much
man.
is the game?
I want to say
how much does
price chart. I'm going to say $20 off the top of my head. I want to say anywhere between 14 and 20 on price chart.
That
It
just
isn't
bumped
one
to
you
the top
see
of my
too
list.
much.
Let me just the problem with that game is
Oh boy.
that it's good, but the problem
is
with that
it
game,
needs the Retro Fighters controller.
the problem with that game is what's it called, that there's no rapid fire assault like single, so you have to keep like mashing it with your finger. That was one of the things that's a positive for that Brawler 64 controller, the turbo button setting it. It makes the game, because then you have like, you know, rapid fire from your little ship. But you could just do this with the Arcade Shark too, and that won't cost you, you know, the price that that Brawler 64 controller is going for right now. But it's a pretty fun game. It's just like I said, like I preferred it with the turbo button, because then you don't have to worry about the constant waves coming at you here.
Well, I'm adding it to the wish list as we speak. Star.
Glowing recommendation.
Well, I've been reading a book on shoot 'em ups. It's one of like what the hell's it called? Hardcore Gaming 101 or something. I bought a book on the shoot 'em ups, and the Star Soldier series is one of the ones they talk about. And so I've actually been buying some of them. Like I bought I think it's called Starship Hector for the NES recently. That was one of the ones they were talking about. And then I have now that I have my Turbo. Which reminds me, I want to ask Ryan about this. I got my Turbo EverDrive. I've got a bunch of couple of Star Soldier games on the Turbo Graphics now.
I think I have a couple of Hue cards. That's super.
Do you have the Hue cards?
Mm-hmm.
That is excellent. Have you guys heard of this? I just heard of this. This guy Chris Alamo, the guy who does Classic Gaming Quarterly, just got this device I never even knew existed. If I had known about it, I might not have gotten the EverDrive. It's something called a CD System 3 or something. Do you guys know about this? It plugs into the back of your TurboGrafx, and it will emulate. It's like an EverDrive, but it can also be used to play CD-ROM images. It's like $300, but it. Wait, Chris, do you have one?
No, those things. No.
Oh, you showed the AV breakout thing, but you responded to his tweet, so you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it actually was, but I mean, those most of the CD games are really expensive. Like some, like the Super Zonk, one of the Air Zonk games I know is a couple $100. I mean, they're all very expensive. I bought Ease, and that's like $80. So
yeah, but this thing will play the ISOs.
Sure.
If you have the image, you can pop it on an SD card and play the CD games without the CD-ROM drive.
You have to.
What's it called again?
It's called the CD System. What the hell is it called? Hang on.
Well, the other thing is you'd have to have a PC engine. That's another $120 right there. So.
No, I according to their website in a video I saw, it will work with the TurboGrafx 16.
Well, that's still probably like $150.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, I'm sorry. I already have one, so that's not that. I thought you meant like the only the Japanese. Hold on, Ryan. It's like CD System 3.
Yeah.
SD Super SD System 3. Wait, is that it? I think that's what it's called. Super SD System 3.
Yeah, there's no region locking on any of the TurboGrafx or PC Engines CDs stuff.
Okay.
Because nobody had a burner back then. So
right. It's by Terra, Terra Onion. Anyway, you should be able to find it. Do you need the name in the chat or something?
I found it.
You got it.
Right now.
Anyway, I watched a YouTube video on it quickly, and it sounded like a very interesting product because it is unique in that you can put CD-ROM ISOs. I think you have to put the ISOs in the bin, and then I'm not sure if you have to put the music files on there separately or what, but apparently it can play CD-ROM games and regular Hue cards, and it has a Genesis 2 style multi AV out.
So you could do.
So you can use you can use the HD Retrovision Genesis 2 cable to get you component out.
Nice.
Which is nice because the turbo alone only has RF. Chris, that thing that you've got, that breakout board, what does that break out to? Is it just composite or does it do something more?
It does S-video, composite, and RGB.
Okay.
So it has that what 10-pin style breakout like the Genesis 2 has.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Back to Star Soldier added.
Yeah, it's about $20. About $20 on current price train.
Okay. Cool. That's not too bad. I'll have to look for that. But you said it doesn't. You don't see it very often.
I see it every once in a while. It's not like the hardest game I ever see. It just pops up every once. It's just not as common as your Marios or your Mario Karts. Or whatever.
Mario. I was glad for you, Musty, that you finally got. When I first saw your N64 collection video, I'm like, he doesn't have Mario. He needs Mario.
Boom.
Is Musty still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
I didn't mean that to be offensive. I just was saying you had an N64 collection without Mario 64, and I thought that was a shame.
Or Smash.
But you did. You got those now, right? With that bundle.
I have those. Yep.
And Ocarina, or not yet?
No, the Zeldas are still on there. I have like a list of like 50.
This is your wish list.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got Mario. You got Pokemon Stadium 2.
I got both stadiums.
Nice. And Smash. That blew my mind when you pulled that one out. That was the last one. That was a good pickup.
And the first Mario Party.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Good pickup.
And
then you're gonna flip the system and probably make a bunch of it back, right?
Yeah, I'll flip the system. I'll flip the system with GoldenEye and maybe I'll have to look at what I have because Ryan, you were saying that the Acclaim wrestling games are no good.
They're shit. Okay. Gone. They're garbage. They're bad. I don't recommend them for anybody.
What's bad?
The Acclaim made wrestling games, which I'm already like through
Attitude and
when I saw the completionist his top 10 Dreamcast videos and he had Royal Rumble on there, I was like, your list is garbage already, my friend. I can't even take you serious. Throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Who makes good wrestling games for the N64?
THQ and AKI. When they combine, you get magic on the N64.
What's the best wrestling game?
The best two, in my opinion, are Revenge and WrestleMania 2000. While most people say No Mercy, which is the one Musty picked up in, I believe, that video. Most people say that one. I enjoy Revenge and WrestleMania 2000 a little bit more. Even though
is
No
that
Mercy
WCW/NWO Revenge?
Correct. World Tour is the first game, and it's all World Tour, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and No Mercy are the 4 games you want to own for the console. Backstage Assault ain't bad. Mayhem's okay, but
4 wrestling games, okay.
Yeah, those 4 you should probably have. If you're good, and they're like 3 of them actually are only probably a couple of bucks a piece. Like they're they're not expensive at all, so it's worth like the $1-2 pickups that there are.
All right.
But like Acclaim, anything not made by THQ, like you can pass on. You don't need to have Backstage Assault or Mayhem. Those are all just like, okay, if you're going for a complete N64, these games aren't bad, but just those 4 are the safe pickups, especially for the price. The price you'll pay for them, they're fantastic.
Well, I have Revenge. Yeah. I kept it on your recommendation.
It's a good game.
I think that made a mistake.
That's the one that I had when I had my 64 originally. Was Revenge. Because Ravens on the cover of that one.
That's right.
Yep.
Raven's flock.
Yep.
Raven was a beast back in the day.
But let's get back to how YouTubers lie.
Sorry.
Sure. Let's throw some dirt.
Is that too controversial?
No, it's not.
No.
I mean, it's.
Well, I think
People take these people's words.
well,
I mean,
games,
it's 100% proof. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chris. But
Catherine's
I just
my chops again.
I just wanted to say, like, people take these people's words as, like the gospel, and then you'll see like the spike. You'll see the price spike then come through right after that. Like, I mean, just give an example, AVGN. If anytime he would do a video, the price in the game would skyrocket, and
Yeah.
and you can say, oh, blah, 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 and joke about it, but no, they are part of the reason, and it's not throwing, that isn't shame. But my problem is when they're saying, this is great, this is good times, this is, especially with a product, not so much a game, because that's all about opinion and everything. But when there's things that are clearly wrong with the product and you're saying, this is the best of the best, people are going to spend, I'm going to say how much I sold mine for. Because I don't care. I sold it for $80. What's it called? That controller.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? Like, someone bought this because someone on YouTube told them it was the best controller, and
That sucks. Yeah.
and then the people
it's not like there's critical reviews out in other gaming outlets, right? Like, that's where they're getting their information is from YouTube on this.
Yeah.
well, I mean, Pat the NES Punk's called out Games Ready One before. It's not like
That's
he
true.
He gets stuff wrong from time to time too. So,
But to me, it's like I said, I love the N64. I don't have a problem with that controller. To me, it's just like it takes a little bit, but you get used to the controller. But if you got something that's better, hey, I'm excited to try it out. I just feel as if people probably play something for just a couple minutes and just automatically assume it's like, oh, yep, it's the best. It's the best. Now, next video. You got to put out the next video because new thing. Everyone's all excited for this thing. It's the best. I'm glad. I saw no faults for it with the 5 minutes I played with this controller. Perfect.
Yeah.
I played the 3 games that everyone's supposed to put on here with your Mario, your Ocarina, maybe a Wave Race, or a Mario Kart, and boom, everyone's happy. Next video. And it has to be the first video out there.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So, I mean, that's the thing that bothers me the most. It's like, I'm like, no, there's something in, like, you're saying this is the best for Smash Brothers. It is not. It's actually the worst controller you could possibly have for Smash Brothers. And because, like I said, I'm gonna write a review, and I'm still in the middle of it because, like, I'm like I just started piling on in what I was writing today, actually, because I went back at it and I was piling on, and I'm like, I don't know, this probably have to get chopped down some more because this is, maybe going on too much about it, but I think people should be informed, about what they're buying. Granted,
here's the risk.
Mhm.
Here's what you're getting yourself into, and the build quality, I think, was my biggest issue.
Retro Fighters Brawler 64. What they don't tell you.
Worth it? Question mark.
Best controller ever? Open mouth thumbnail?
Right.
God.
Googly eyes.
That's right.
It's driving me out because even like I'll call Metal Jesus here a little bit on it too with the what's it called, like he was already claiming on Saturday that this was fantastic controller and everything, and I put out that little 10-second video of me doing the click and everything. Oh, maybe I should go back. Yeah, you should, and probably play more than 10 minutes. It only took me a few minutes to figure that part out, that little default. But
he's got a lot of systems to play. Okay,
I understand, and you got to do 2 videos a week.
Just kidding.
But and I enjoy Metal Jesus's videos. I do. I watch them when it's a category or a topic I care about because I'm interested in seeing what he has to say. He makes good quality videos, but I think
He's wrong here.
he's clearly wrong here.
Those dust covers are sexy.
Oh yeah, I watched that one too.
Yeah, they are. Actually, I do want to get those. I doubt he can mess those up, But then again, I see today and they're gonna launch that Kickstarter for the color ones, and I'm like, I have a problem with you because you clearly have something wrong with your product. You're like, next thing, we're doing the next Kickstarter. And then, of course, everyone, well, I think even JT Smash, like, what's called, I think even commented on my video saying, oh, that's messed up and everything with like the clicking thing. And he's like, I'm going to back this Kickstarter now because it's got a clear color. I'm like, why?
Did you see Mike's response?
No, I didn't see response.
He's like, I'm having a hard time deciding what color to get. I'm like, I'm having a hard time dealing with the fact that the build quality is garbage.
I'm going to go like that comment right here. Because that drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts. Even like they're like, yeah, because I think he responded to Riggs or something like that. And I'm like, there's clearly something wrong with it. And they're not even addressing it really. They're like, yeah, we'll get to it in May. Because they even said, like, if you send it back, you're going to have to wait to May because it's going to be longer even than them sending you the part back. So I'm like, and they're still not going to address the transfer pack issue. So, it's like, yeah, we'll get to that eventually, some point down the line too. So it's obviously missing a transfer pack feature, which is very limited in the games it does, but sure, but I don't trust you for how you handled basically granted they are handling it, but the analog stick issue, what most people are trying to pull off is not an issue. But there's a lot of things wrong with this controller, and I don't know. I'll try to explain it. I'll try to explain it more in my review, But
are you doing a video?
I'm just doing a written review for the website.
Are you putting it on the Cartridge Club?
Yeah.
Aren't they fixing the L button,
Yes,
on the new versions? Okay,
yes.
so they are fixing that, but you guys still have a problem with it? What? Because you said just the build quality, just the quality is cheap?
The build quality is terrible. And I'll give you some more examples here. The buttons are stiff as hell. Okay,
Yeah.
So the C buttons are terrible. They're bigger, but like I'll give you an example. Like I'm pressing the button and it's like you have to really push it in. It's not like it's like almost like worst cheap third party. The D pad is terrible on this thing too.
Oh,
and everyone's like,
the B and A buttons didn't feel very good, and they're kind of, I don't know, orientation is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I thought,
like the best thing about it is the stick, but then I saw somebody said like the octagonal gate just doesn't make sense because you should have full 360 range of motion, and this kind of forces you into corners. That was somebody else's comment.
Okay.
To me, I think you need to, for N64, have the octagonal gate. I think you have to. But
it helps, sure.
But the thing is,
then they showed where it almost prevents you from moving in any way but the 8 directions. Like I saw a video and they were playing Mario 64, and Mario would only move in the cardinal directions and the half cardinal directions.
I can believe it because I'll tell you this: I had that the analog stick is either too sensitive or like I already heard like it has dead spots in it, and to me, like the original N64 doesn't have dead spots in it. That's another advantage for the original N64 controller, and
doesn't have dead spots, but the analog stick dies.
Well, it's true, but just don't play Mario Party 1 and do this. Don't play like this. Do this to play Mario Party 1. Or lubricate your stick.
I had 2 controllers die on me from just regular use, no Mario parties.
I've never had one die just on me, and I've had so many over the years. So,
because they were trying to take the GameCube octagonal, I guess, stick off. They're trying to transfer that onto that controller. I guess it just didn't work. Or they cheaped out, I guess, is probably more what I would say.
There was a slight jump in Mario 64 in the first world where, for me, I could almost get it every time, where you jump on the chain chomp that, once you set free, knocks the star behind the gate open. I had a little bit... didn't have the easiest time trying to jump to do the Z drop, to do that landing, and it wasn't a major deal breaker, but to me it's definitely one of those ones where I felt like I was losing my platforming ability to doing that, like the precision. Maybe you could say it's muscle memorization too with that, but still, to me, they're saying, it could be either hypersensitive or it's got dead spots, and I could see either both being the reason why I couldn't do the jump as easily as I normally could. So.
Oh.
Matt Bandy. What up?
Hello.
Hey, Matt.
Turn that
What's up,
mute
Rick?
off.
It does it every time. I don't know why.
What? Why it's muted?
Yeah, every time I sign on, it's always muted.
Yeah.
It's a safety precaution.
Oh.
So you don't come in here blasting porn or something.
You never know.
We were just discussing the Retro Fighters N64 controller.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've heard the only thing I've heard about it is that the little left trigger gets caught when it's put down or something.
You're welcome.
Did you break that story?
Yes.
He did.
He broke it. Just
Trademark
triggered
rocket sauce.
Mhm.
me. Yep.
But no, there's more to it, but people don't seem to want to report it. So, and I'm trying to at least make it so it's not like an ongoing tangent in my review where I have to go back and write it some more and do some cleanup.
What are the other issues with it?
The buttons aren't the best. The D-pad isn't the best. People are saying, it's better for these certain games when it isn't, because they switched up buttons where it used to be digital, now are analog, and people are being misguided with other people's reviews online. So,
Gotcha.
Best controller ever.
yeah.
That's right.
So
It's like, look, it fits in my hands. It feels like a controller. It's a controller.
It looks like
much better.
it looks like a modern controller, so it has to be better.
Yeah, it's. I'll still complain about the stick on the N64 controller, but I do not understand people. It's like, how do you hold this thing? Ah, it's
I
like
just never could
you
get this.
hold
I
it with
just
your
never
hands,
could.
you dumbass. You use the D-pad or the analog stick. Nothing uses both of them. It's not rocket science.
I know that's the stuff, but it's the easy opener for your review, if you will. That
Oh.
I didn't like this controller, so I'm glad there's something for it. And as I mentioned earlier, if you look at every single popular review online, they almost have the same opener.
The N64 is great. It has so many games.
But there's only one issue with it.
The controller sucks.
I just could never get it. Luckily, when I'll go to my friend's house now, I'll bring this controller.
For RGT 5. No.
I didn't say it.
I did.
Anywho,
But it's not. I'm trying not to isolate one person.
I know there were others.
There's a bunch of other ones. It's all.
no, there was I think people putting up reviews on Saturday, so everyone generally got their controller on Friday, and people were trying to beat like the big YouTubers by getting their reviews up on Saturday, saying this is the best controller, this is the best controller, this is the best controller. You can look it up online. Like I said, I saw them, and I was just like,
there was that one guy from Carolina, so the ECU professor one.
Oh, yeah.
but
Brian's tweet is going to end up in like a looper video at the end of this thing.
We're good. Like, there's my thumb.
mm-hmm. It's gonna be don't worry, in a couple months down the road, it's gonna be like this is the shit controller. So. Or you get a follow-up video from people saying, maybe it wasn't the best. Or I can't wait for this next like see-through color ones to be terrible too. And what's it called? Then they're like, well.
Like, part of me is like, why not go get the 4-pack of all 4 colors and flip them? Like,
You only know it's gonna happen.
it is gonna happen.
The only thing I can say about the color ones is at least if the analog stick, the bumper issue persists, you can at least kind of maybe see the part in there and tell if it's a problem without opening it up.
Hey,
So they can't hide that as much. They have to fix it for those.
They claimed, I think, the next revision it'll be fixed, but
Who was the company that made that stick?
Retro Fighters.
Have they made any other controllers before?
They made an NES one that generally the same. Everyone who made this is the best N64 controller video, all basically had this is the best NES controller. Or not the best NES controller. This is a really good NES controller because you can do like
it's really
shooters.
good for ice hockey.
Yeah, or shooters or something like that because it's got a turbo button.
Okay, what was different about it besides having a turbo?
It's got 2 analog sticks, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
So something maybe like I think Akari Warriors I think was good on it, something like that. But I don't know. I think the generally complaint was the D-pad on it because it doesn't feel good, and it's the same exact D-pad they use on the N64. So
I'm sure they use a lot of the same design elements. I mean, it looks very much similar.
Basically, I'm done buying stuff from this company. So
I think Kickstarter is not the. I don't know.
Then the guys from, I think, what they got Nick from HT Retrovision was showing like Kickstarter for like a butt pillow or something.
I saw you tweeted that one. Yeah,
they're so ridiculous. Just some ridiculous crap on Kickstarter.
That one was funded too, I believe.
But it's like I think we should stop treating Kickstarter like a marketplace. I think that's some of the problem. Is like if you want to back something, you're like, okay, so I backed the Nintendo Quest movie, right? Yes, I ended up getting a copy of the movie, but I funded it because I believed at that time in the film and that I wanted to see it be made and all of that. So that's why my money went down. Being able to see the movie in the end was a nice side benefit, and getting anything from them was gravy on top of just feeling good about backing it. But now now everything is like you're no longer just funding it to help something get made. You're funding it so that you can get that thing, and it may take 5 years, it may take 10 years. I feel like maybe for games it's not the right games or controllers. It's not the ideal platform for it. I don't have more evidence for you at this point.
Is this Nintendo Quest NES documentary the first one if you YouTube it? Is that the whole movie right there?
I don't know.
There's also apparently an interview to follow it too, but it's 2 hours and 4 minutes.
That's probably the one. Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime if you have that.
Yep.
I don't. But I do like this free option on YouTube.
Have you not seen that movie?
Nope. There's also another one someone listed here but it looks like it's cut off. The images are cut off on the side here. Like they stretched it out. So
yeah.
Because I don't want to pay $4 for it, but I do want to watch it at least once. I want to watch it at least once. But
did you get a physical copy of the movie?
I did. And then there was they, as one of their stretch goals, they said, "Hey, we're gonna make an NES game on top of it."
Oh, geez. That
has yet to happen. In fact, they were working with the guy. Was his name Joe Granada? The guy who's doing the 8-bit that tool set for the NES that you can build a game with.
Yeah, the what was that called? NES Maker?
I think that's right. Yeah. So they were going to work with him, but he was working on getting his own game done for NES Maker, and so now that that's out of the way, we're 2-3 years removed from that movie being released. It's possible that that game never happens, which is fine. It didn't, like, the stretch happened not because I threw more money at it, but there were some people who put down additional money because it was like, hey, you can be a character in the game. I think J-Rock may be one of them, because I remember them mentioning that on their, before I knew who J-Rock really was. Because they were going to be like, we'll do 8 bosses, and here's the tier, and if you fund us this much, you can be one of the 8 bosses. I seriously think J-Rock is one of them.
That's the question. That should be, if we ever need, hey, that should be if Fandango ever gets them or STC gets them back on the show. That's a question.
Be like, weren't you going to be in an NES game at some point? When's Between a Rock and a Hard Place coming back?
I hear that at the gym occasionally too. So anytime I hear it at the gym, I think of J-Rock.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think there are better places for the experimental stuff than Kickstarter. It seems like it's a flawed platform.
Goodbye, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Okay, bye guys. I gotta go.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
No, all right.
Have a good
Screwed
night.
up my mic here. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Night.
So, Bill, I see you're still in the chat. That's a hot, scoop. Get J-Rock so we can, get to the bottom of this. You want to stay on that best podcast, for 2018, candidacy. These are the kind of questions we need answered.
Call out the Nintendo Quest guys.
Yep.
Because I don't think Bill and Joe like that movie, if I remember right.
The movie was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but
No. I mean, I've watched through it multiple times, so I mean, but I know I know some of Bill's issues were like, why didn't you talk price? Like, you should have talked price. It was just one of those thermometer gauges that just filled up, but it didn't tell you how much. It's just a line.
yeah. I want to know how much you paid for that. What was the big one?
Samson?
No, where he got that boxed stadium events at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't that
Yeah.
guy live? That guy lives in Indiana, didn't it? The guy you got it from?
The guy you got it from does, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're in London, Ontario, I think. But they're friends with Sid. They're friends with Sid Bolton, right? Like that. I mean, like they basically walked into. There were a lot of favors cashed in, I think, as part of making that movie.
Yeah, discount for featured in movie.
Yeah, right. Patrick Scott Peterson. There's a Billy Mitchell sighting in that movie. There's Walter Day. There's a lot of. Oh, I think Todd Phillips is in there too. Oh my.
Who was the last one?
Todd Phillips, the one who kind of sparked the whole Twin Galaxies issues. The one who got
busted
allegedly for cheating. Yeah,
nice.
For falsifying his scores.
Cooking the books.
A little bit.
I do want to see that Going for GoldenEye mockumentary. I do want to watch that one. That looks pretty funny. I hope it's funny. To me, it looks where they're basically just mocking King of Kong, but it's for GoldenEye. That one.
Yeah, I've never heard that they were doing a GoldenEye. I almost said I didn't know they were doing a GoldenEye movie. That's not what I meant.
Here, I'll paste it in the little room chat here. It's like a minute long trailer, but it actually looks pretty funny. Like I think they just got released to buy on Blu-ray too. So, but it's basically, I guess, like they had it finished like a year ago, but then the guy went back and re-edited it where he made it more professional. So it was just something he did for fun, and then I think he knew he had something there, so he went back and re-edited it. So
cool.
So, but it looks fun. It's like I said, it's not real, but they made it to to make it seem like it was real. I don't know.
It's like a mockumentary.
Yeah. as described, I think it's like a King of Kong meets Spinal Tap is how it's listed, I think, for this review. So, but I don't know. It seemed like it'd be a fun watch. I just gotta find it somewhere online here. Imagine because it's like I think it came out in England like a week ago. Oh, sorry, Troy. Can't join tonight apparently.
All right. I like the wall color in that room that you got there, Troy. You need to have watched this pickup video to understand what I'm saying.
It was
It's like a teal almost.
Teal.
Yeah. But yeah, Ryan, I'll bring those game cases for you.
Nice. I think because I got like either 50 or 60 games that are still like loose, so I need to get them covers made and whatnot. So bring them up.
We'll do.
Are you doing those for your NES games or
Just the
Super
N64 and NES are gonna be loose. So
you aren't hoarding those N64 drawers like Chris Roberts.
no, I've had the opportunity a couple times, but I didn't want to pay the top eBay price from. So I passed on them a couple times. I like to have at least one of the big one and one of the small one, just for a collector's piece for the console. But that's down the road. That's not a priority for me right now.
Sure.
how
Just
much are
like-
those things?
I've seen them for anywhere between like the smaller ones for like 20, 25. So the big ones being between like 30 and 40, somewhere around there. It could be more since the last time I've checked, but
How many games do they hold?
I think the small one holds 10. I want to say 10, and then the other one holds either 15 or 20. So could be more or less, but yeah, I've had it where it's just not in the best condition, and I'm like, I'll wait. So somewhere down the road, maybe like somewhere down the road, I like to get all the. I've debated too, but then that's just too much work. Also, to chase down the different colors of the consoles, and
Gotta get that Diehawks one.
maybe somewhere down the road. But I'm also not in the mood to compete against people right now for the different see-through colors and the consoles and the controllers. I can wait on all of that basically. Eventually, someone's gonna crack and start dropping them. That
Or
crash
you'll
is
run
gonna
across
come.
them.
That crash is gonna come. Believe me. People are gonna eventually get sick and tired of having all these things taking up their walls here.
A lot of us already seem to be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least to a massive extent, like collect to collect.
Mhm.
Now we're just paring down.
Well, it's like, how much do you honestly need, basically?
Yeah, I feel like we all go through that. It's fun at the start to just get all the things,
hmm
and it's like, okay, I've gotten all the things. How many of them do I actually need?
Well, then you have to start gets to the point where it gets a little tedious to have that for display. So you have stuff boxed up, and then okay, where is this thing? Let me go get this. So then you go start combing through boxes here trying to
You
find
end up
stuff.
with Steven's apartment.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've been on a PC Engine kick. It's not a cheap system to collect for.
well, I know.
There's a bunch of guys in that Facebook group, Ryan, that
Mhm.
we're in that are all in on Super Famicom stuff because they're getting it for pennies on the dollar compared to what the SNES cards go for.
hmm
I have a Super Famicom version of Super Metroid for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people collect the PC Engine stuff exclusively, and don't bother with TurboGrafx 16 because it's I think it's was made much. TurboGrafx 16 is made more limited quantities, so it's worth a little more. It's worth a lot more money, so people just put up with the Kanja, I guess, because a lot of them are platformers or shooters anyway. So.
Yeah, if you're gonna play RPGs and you don't speak Japanese, then
Yeah,
you need the English one. But otherwise, you're pretty much good.
Yep.
Though I think people would still collect something like a Dragon Quest 5 or 6 just to have it.
Yeah.
Just to put on the shelf.
Yeah, actually, I was tempted to pick up a few of the Super Famicom Dragon Quests or Famicom ones, just because they were cheap, complete in box, and they looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, at that point, it's like, maybe I'd just pick up the box at that point, because I'm just getting it for the art, really. But they just look pretty. That's really all the appeal for it.
Well, if you got a Retron, you could patch it.
But no. Plus, those are even more grindy, and most of them that you actually would want to play at this point have been remade.
I picked up this game download for the PC Engine. It's really, it's really cool looking, but it's tough as nails. It's really hard. It's like, it's weird. They don't give you lives. You die once, and then they just give you infinite continues. But like, I love all the artwork for the PC Engine, but it's just, I wish it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Then they mucked it all up whenever they localized it for the US.
Since we were talking about Super Famicom and it's not been mentioned in like 2 weeks, I'll just throw a shout out to Gundam Wing Endless Duel, because that game is awesome.
It's always a shame when some of that stuff just doesn't get brought over.
Yeah. The only thing that's not in English is the post-fight dialogue. And I'm going to just assume that most of Hero's dialogue is, "I'll kill you." Yeah, download a ROM of that, just try it out. It's awesome.
Just thinking though, like the switches, basically, if you will, in your collection, basically the changes up. Because I know you're mentioning like how I think once you start, you just grab everything, right? And then I think once you start to realize what you want your collection to be is when you maybe cut back on it, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're like a little under 300 titles for the N64.
296, but then there's variants. Then you got your.
Well, then you're getting to like VG Collectaholics, sort of.
Yeah.
He does.
If you want an even smaller collection that's still kind of fun to go for and relatively cheap, in Intellivision. There's like maybe 5 games that are over $50. Most of them are under 20. And I think there's 2 games that are over 100. There's 155 games for the entire console library.
Isn't there like an Intellivision disc or something like that? Like for
like
PS4? I know Atari has Collection Volume 1 and 2 or something like that.
Not for PS4, not for the modern generation of consoles, but there's Intellivision Lives on at least Xbox. I don't remember if it came out on other platforms.
It's on PS2 for sure.
Okay.
I forget. Is the ColecoVision pretty? How big is that set? Is it that very large? I can't remember.
I'll go price charting rather than game value now, because it's probably just a more accurate list. Wikipedia would probably be even better because they'll just put the number out, but ColecoVision. Yeah, no, that price charting was a poor choice. Wikipedia. I have a full keyboard next to me. Why am I not using that?
Oh yeah, here, list. Yeah, let's see, 129 U.S. releases for the ColecoVision.
Okay,
That wouldn't be too bad either.
Got there faster than I could fumble. I'm gonna check the Intellivision list right now just to
You
check.
just go get Virtual Boy. There's only 14, right?
I have 9 of the 14 too.
Engage.
Yeah, and then there's I don't know if there is anymore, but I know there's a big homebrew scene for a little while. I can't remember. I want to say Top Hat Gaming Man or somebody like that showed a Street Fighter. Like somebody tried to put Street Fighter on it. I don't know why, but
Well, I think there was like a build for Street Fighter is what it was, and I don't think it got released in Japan, but I think it was pretty close to being done, or it was done and just never got released for the Virtual Boy. So like I think the ROM is out there for it.
red and black, and all its red and black glory.
Yep.
So there are currently 6, going by loose prices, 6 games on the Intellivision that are over $50. 58 for Body Slam Super Pro Wrestling, then it's 68 for Mountain Madness Super Pro Skiing. Congo Bongo is 71. Learning Fun 1 is 74. Stadium Mud Buggies is 88. And Learning Fun 2 is 192. But there's a couple not applicable for loose. Tutankhamen is 112 complete. Then there's Electric Company Math and ABPA Backgammon. Who cares? Those are like $3 and $8.
Is it ColecoVision that had the Atari module? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's that basketball game? I feel like that should be expensive. One of the 5 basketball games, but still. Okay, that might be down to like $30 loose.
It's almost like too though with people are always searching. I mean, you're always looking for those YouTubers to make the hidden gem videos. So always looking for what's the game I'm missing to make this collection even better when your collection is probably fine, you know?
Yeah. It's fun to find like the games that maybe not are the best of quality, but are at least interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're probably not going to play Killer 7 every day, but it's going to be interesting the few times you do play it.
Mm-hmm.
Or Kim Possible.
Yeah, that one's a little less, but on the similar note, I've got Biker Mice from Mars on PS2. That's not going away. That's just too weird.
Kim Possible, that was GBA, right?
Yeah. There's a PS2. I think there's a PS2 one also.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were referring to.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The What's the Switch one?
that's the one.
Yeah.
But there are GBA versions of Kim Possible games. Are those those aren't Way Forward, are they?
I don't think so. But WayForward did make a Barbie game.
And a Sabrina. The Teenage Witch ones.
I think I have one of those that came in a lot.
Oh, they made a SpongeBob game.
Yeah, those Sabrina games are supposed to be all right.
All right.
All right.
There's 2 on Game Boy Color, yeah. The Sabrinas. They made several SpongeBob games for the Game Boy Advance. X-Men, the official game. What was I looking for? Kim Possible?
Sure.
Oh.
But Ryan and you guys are all right. There's that point where you're like, look at all this stuff I got for $1 a piece, and then you're like, why did I spend $1 a piece on 100 games I don't need?
Mm-hmm.
Like I watched this, so I've since unsubscribed from this person. I'm trying to remember where I came across her channel in the first place. But she showed off a massive PS2 haul, and there was no emotion behind it. There was no story behind why this game is important or why this game was one that she got. It was just 92 games for the PS2, and her highlights were Tom Clancy games. And I was just like,
sounds like a Joe pickup. Heyo. Sorry, Joe.
Like part of me wanted to just be like, is there any reason? Like what is your goal? Like why?
There's like, give an example. So I was at Goodwill today, and there's a bunch of original Xbox and some PS3 games there, but to me and they were $3 each, and I'm like, a couple of years ago I probably would have bought all of this basically, but now I'm like, I'm only gonna buy the games I really want, or I know I can like sell for like I know this game is really expensive or something like that and flip it.
Yeah.
I'll let someone else get this right now. I'm not just buying it for the sake of buying anything anymore. I'm just at that stage where I'm just like, it's got to be something I want or something I know I can flip before I pick it up. I'm not
or at least
buying doubles, not buying doubles of Max Payne or something like that.
You need the maximum number of pains.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe the Xbox version is because it's the better version, but I'm like,
wrong. The PC is the best version.
It's a totally different game.
Can you explain to me what's different about it?
No.
No. I have yet to get an explanation.
But I'm just saying, it's like I have the first two for the PS2. Do I need to buy them again? No. I really enjoyed the first game a lot. I still never played the second one. I have it on the PS2, so if I ever am hankering to play Max Payne 2, I'll just play it there. I'm not in a rush to buy Max Payne 2 for the original Xbox again.
And yet, but if you were probably in the mood to play it and you found it for $1 on Xbox, so you haven't played the PS2 version yet, might as well pick that up, right?
Well, they had it for $3. A good example, they had it there for $3 today, and I debated it, but it's not tomorrow's senior discount day. But even like with the discount, it's
discount day wasn't doing it for you.
Just maybe tomorrow. But I figured I just wasn't like, I don't need this right now. No.
And look at the alternate display mode, see if that's on there, just out of curiosity more so than anything.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, all of these, like, the Deans and the Scotts and the John Hancocks of the world are all going to put up their museums.
Mm-hmm.
And then how many others, right? Like, is everyone's goal to have a archival grade museum? Is that what's happening here? Like, but I have a hard time believing that John Hancock picks up dollar Xbox games just because, like,
yeah.
Well, I think he also gets sort of the YouTuber discount, I think, from people too.
Oh,
so,
sure.
Yeah, and I think
he gets the gifts and the here's.
And like, oh, well, here's this lot. I'll sell it to you for half of what I was asking for, or something. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, I met him in Game Deals a couple of years ago, and he was looking for Atari Pong consoles because he was that far gone. It's like, this is what I'm looking for now.
He loves
bad.
Pong.
It's just like
he's got a good sense of direction. I mean, that's how he's gotten to where he's at.
Well, he loves Pong consoles. I think that's one of his big things.
Yeah. I just thought that was mildly amusing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing at all. It's just like, you don't see people looking for those that frequently.
It's a little out there. That's probably part of the reason why he does it.
Yeah, it's like, why the hell not? This is interesting. To him, at least. Anyway, back to Max Payne 2 just for a second. I did look on the lists on there. If you have the component, I know you have the component cables. If you have it hooked up to an HD TV or a TV where you can get the widescreen and all that, On PS2, it is widescreen, but not 480p. On Xbox, it is 480p and widescreen, if that makes a difference. With the already additional power from the Xbox, that might be worth the jump.
I was just at the point though where I was like, if it's here tomorrow, maybe. If it's here tomorrow, maybe. But I'm not dying to buy this again.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you do see it tomorrow, and it's cheaper.
Is anyone else kind of bothered too by the guys who got into collecting and got out immediately too? I mean, it bothers me a little bit. I understand there's things, but it does bother me a little bit that the guys did it. They then went on to have their own shows and then immediately sold their stuff basically when they were done.
It's their collection. They can do what the hell they want with it.
True. It's absolutely true, but it does bother me, because I think it made them seem like they had their...
Are there more examples than the one that I'm obviously thinking of?
I can think of two at least for sure, basically. So,
I mean,
I don't want to shit on the guys. I don't want to shit on guys.
Just love the chase, right? And that's what they care about. The fact that it was NES or the fact that it was Game System X just coincided with what was hot at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have as much of a problem with that. Like it's the people who are like, I've been collecting for a year and they've got it's like, what do you spend your money on other than this? Like, did you funnel every single dollar that you made into video games? Like, do you eat?
I think I was like that for the first 3 months.
But it feels awesome, right? That first rush of like, I went to the store and I came home with 5 games, and then the next time we go, like, they had 10 this time, and I took them home, and then it's just
I live close to East Starland. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous before you get used to the prices.
Yeah, their prices suck.
A little bit, yeah. Try importing to Canada from them. I did that for a little while. That was a mistake.
Oh,
actually, no, not really. I got a pretty good deal on used Arctic Napperstrom, and it was a sealed copy of the Mega Man X collection. That wasn't too bad. I very rarely use them, but I'm not gonna rag on them too much. I got some good deals from them. The shipping was the issue, really.
Yeah.
My only thing is the argument is that they amassed the complete collection in a very short time and then immediately got out of it right away, basically. It seemed like they did it just for the recognition of being able to do it and then immediately did it. To me that
I think
there's other things to get mad about, but to me it just kind of bothers me a little bit, if you will.
That's dumb.
I thought Nintendo got his N64 collection kind of fast. I can't remember, or finished it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. He amassed to them like a bunch of N64 kind of quickly. I remember.
And I'm not throwing Chris Roberts under the bus for this, because he doesn't sell his stuff. Basically, he just he works and gets you see his weekend hauls, and they're incredible. Where he'll find stuff and then he'll sell his stuff on eBay and get what he wants. And to me, I'm amazed when you see what his pickups are every weekend. Basically, just the amount of work, and he puts in the work and effort. And to me, collecting, but others, I just think that they must have fantastic jobs where they just automatically just, I don't know. How do you mince a complete NES collection within a year? Without a stack of money, if you will, and then sell it right away. So, and
here's another thing though. Maybe the quickness and probably just simplicity of their acquisition of it makes it less special. So that's another reason they get out of it, because there's no attachment there.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Because they go, what have I done?
Yeah, if they just dump a bunch of money into eBay, there's no adventure there.
Yeah, I think was it G to the next level? I remember he amassed his Genesis collection over 20 years. That was a lot more special to him.
Yeah. And in some instances, people just get lucky in terms of amassing a large amount in a quick time. I have, just using myself as an example, and this is a small instance, 21% of the Intellivision library. I have bought Intellivision games on 3 instances in 5 years. And most of them, I picked up 25 on my first ever find. And it's like, I bought like 2 or 3 here and there 2 times. But I have 21% of the thing. I just got extremely lucky.
Yeah. Well, and some of those individuals, I guess I'll use Grimsey as the example, right?
Yeah.
You buy wholesale lots. You flip the stuff you're not going to use. You use that to cover the stuff that you're keeping. And I mean, like, it may not be that he's throwing tons of money at it. It's that he has the ability to throw a huge chunk of money, which then he can then turn into free things for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the smart way to do it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do what Derek does.
Absolutely.
I just can't find. I don't have time to do all of that. And we have kind of crappy thrift stores here, so
You just gotta keep trying with that, man. That's the thing about that. Sorry, man. We lost Matt here. He says computer died.
All thrift stores are crappy until they aren't.
Yep, you just got to try every day. That's the honest to God truth. Is you have to try every single day. I'll go like weeks without finding something, and then sometimes you'll hit like 3 stores where everyone's a hit, basically. You know,
Yeah. I very rarely go,
Mhm.
but I really do want to go more.
I'm fortunate that there's 1 minutes from my work where I can do a quick, 5-10 minute walkthrough on my lunch break, and see if there's anything. If not, just go right out. I hit my hot spots. I don't spend the whole. I'm not gonna do an NJ retro, and I'm not gonna put a shopping cart and block off people from looking at the CD section. I just do a quick,
Looking for that NTSC sticker.
Yeah.
And the orange turbo labels.
Yeah, just look. You look for your Dreamcast. You look for the Sega. You look for the PlayStation through the CDs. You look for the turbos. Duke's video just dropped.
What?
All right, quick
Gotta drop.
Breaking news.
Retro down sales.
As we all fumble for our phones.
Stuck in the 80s, episode 1. I'll have to watch this later.
Man, all these live streams, get out of the way.
I know. Everyone's like live streaming so they can get their numbers up, basically.
That's true.
Give it up, people. You're not gonna be PewDiePie. Stop it. Anyways, sorry. Just enjoy your YouTube channel if you have one. Just enjoy
it, man. Just make the stuff you want to make. Like,
yeah.
Stop with the clickbait BS. It's horrible.
There's so many people now who are just live stream now, just to get the your hours in or something like that for your time that you have to put in.
If you want to supplement that, that's fine. I mean, I think people who are streaming are generally having more fun than people who are doing
the huge productions.
Right. And it's not that they can't have both.
But you're clogging up my subscription, and I don't need to see that right now.
Well, it's like the first 5 things that are on are live streams right now.
Well, I kind of like what Corey and Troy from Life and Gaming do. They have their buddies on, give them a little bit more exposure.
Sure.
And then people throw money at them. I keep seeing that ticker across the whole. They get like a zillion donations too.
The donation is crazy.
I can't believe people do that. Honestly, for Twitch and everything, I can't believe people do that. And
the bits, no, yeah.
The bits, I don't think I mind as much. It's the paying for subscriptions. Like, what is that? I don't understand what that gets you.
Yeah, just a shout out saying thanks for donating $300 to my channel or something for this Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's what people want to do, but it's insane.
Yeah.
I follow one that I think they started doing a Patreon just because they're a business. They have like an office and they do this as entertainment. They have for years, but they just do the casual streams and it's like donate if you want to. And people don't. I've seen ones where they will get multiple $1,000 drops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't mean like multiple thousands of dollars. I mean like several people will drop $1,000 in a shot.
I think somebody did. Yeah, somebody did that with Happy Console Gamer. Like when he just did his first stream and somebody gave him $1,000.
That's fine. He doesn't do streams.
Yeah, that's why I think everyone was like, I think it was thanking him for his 10 years of being on YouTube.
Yeah, I donated to him when not that much, but donated to him a little bit when he had his camera break. So it's like, you've given me years of free entertainment. Here's some money. Get your camera.
Yeah. But like, that's kind of like, part of me is kind of thinking that when I get into this new place, like maybe streaming as more of a regular thing would be more, I don't know, more fun, more fulfilling, more.
Yeah,
that's something. I mean, I want to do, but I'm not like I see like that's something I want to do for fun. I don't I don't expect anyone to give me a penny for
I
this,
mean, that's exactly the point. Like I wouldn't be in it for doing it just to get like I see. So last night I was flipping around both Mixer and Twitch to kind of just
mix it up
to just kind of buy myself some time. And I was like, oh, let's watch some Sea of Thieves. Let's watch some, you know, I think I popped into a Fortnite match or something. And I don't find that game interesting. That one I don't. PUBG I do.
either of those interesting.
I couldn't watch PUBG though. Like, there's something about being in that game that's. Anyways, I'm digressing from the point here.
I agree, but go ahead.
So I turned on some of the streams that are clearly driven by where they're like, oh, pushing for 6,000 subs during this stream, and like it's just like, why? Like, I get that you're in this for the money, but like I watched this one and the guy had like someone would like sub, it would like cut away from the game and like have like GIFs running all over his face and all kinds of stuff happening and, you know, big explosions. And it's just like, what is this? Like,
no, I mean, there's a couple. There's one Twitch streamer that I follow basically, and I enjoy his content videos too because I said I do enjoy my fighting games. I like Maximum Dude. I think he puts out especially when he does, because then he will go back if he's doing, let's say, Injustice 2. He did a big thing through Injustice 2 where he was doing every single character, and it seems you watch him like kind of learn like the characters, and then he kind of like goes online and he kind of like shows you a little bit of what maybe you know how you can work the character. So it's kind of almost like a learning how to. But then like on Saturdays or Sundays, he has his 3 buddies come over and they do like party games, and then like, but people will donate during those streams, and those other videos though he'll go back, cut them down, and then make like a shorter, maybe 10-minute video like of the characters on YouTube, as opposed to the 4 hours he was on his Twitch stream. But like, if you see like him ever stream, like people are just constantly throwing money at him. Almost like, I mean, I guess, I mean, to me, like, I enjoy his content, but I'm not gonna give you a penny. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, you're doing this for fun. I wouldn't expect anyone to do it for me either. So, but there's occasional like $300 donation. I'm like, why? You know, like, what? Why would you? Yeah, I can understand the tips. Like, there's like people who donate $5, and I could see like that being like a tip thing, like saying thanks or something like that. Like the tip jar effect that P once mentioned for like Patreon, where he would do a $1 Patreons, because it's a way of saying like, here's a cup of coffee or something like, buy yourself a cup of coffee.
I think I was watching Pushing Up Roses doing a Twitch stream, and I think somebody threw $1,000 at her, and she's like, she insisted on sending the guy something. It's very uncomfortable. with that much money being thrown around.
Well, there's a whole YouTube subculture of like people who've been jokingly donated like 10 grand and then watching their reaction to it. Like, why does this exist? Like,
Well, that's that. What's it called, that Fortnite streamer or something, that Ninja or something like that, where he broke it with Drake. What's it called? Like he said, what, he makes 50 grand a month or something like that, or 500,000.
Half a mil. But he's been doing this for 10 years. He used to be one of the best Halo competitive players before Twitch was even a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy is not a horrible example of a good personality for this.
I'm just saying, it's like, how are you getting this money? You know, and it's mostly from those donations like that. You know,
it's the donations. He's got he has 5 million YouTube subscribers, and so like stuff that I don't know what he puts on YouTube, but that's got to drive revenue. I mean, 5 million YouTube subscribers is better than like a vast majority of gaming channels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just that.
But like some of the points, if you watch that interview that he did, like some of the points that he was making was like, when I was getting started at this, he was maintaining his grades in school. He had a job he was holding down, and he was doing this, and then it grew into, through his Halo competitive stuff, him not needing to do any other work, that this was his work. But we were talking with Matt, I made the point about how, when a pro, because the pro gamer life cycle is very short, right? You're usually about like 23, you start to lose your edge on the younger guys. And so flowing into Twitch is just a natural fit for somebody who has a personality. Of course, if they don't have a personality, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, just streaming, interesting streams are what bring people back. Just being good at a game will get, some here and there, but yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It all depends. If you're being greasy and you're boring and just like, who cares? But if you're entertaining, you're consistent, and you're not being like money grubbing, like you're not begging for the money. It's like you're just being entertaining, and it's like appreciating people donating. It's like, sure. And I like the one I use examples of, like, I'll just say it was Game Attack. They spun off out of Screw Attack when Screw Attack went to like Rooster Teeth. It's like, we want to do our own thing. We're just going to do a community-driven streaming thing. So they started doing that. I kind of fell off their videos, but they got a lot of donations. But like they'll do the subscriber thing, and they'll do like the, like, not really asking for the things, but it's like they're doing it like kind of in a fun way, and they're kind of like half joking about it. It's like if it's in a good spirit, who cares?
Yeah.
If it's not like being demanding, it's like they're just doing it like jokey, like commentator voices. Essentially, it's like they're having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more like as a business, because they've been doing that for like, not specifically streaming, but they were doing it since like 2006 with Screw Attack. And then it's like, okay, they've got an office, they do the content creation for a living. It's like, sure, that's what you do.
Yeah. Well, like P1 started to stream the games of the month, right? And I think that's something that absolutely should happen and continue to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be fun to do. It's something that you said you were going to do anyways, so why not do that while having other people who are either going through it also or who can't.
And they can experience it too, you can watch it, play along, and see what's going on with the game,
or have already played it and just want to see you play it.
Yep. Hey, I just need a refresher. Yeah, and so it's like, oh well, tonight we're getting to that section. We're hitting the the library level of Halo tonight. So
No, it's that I'm in agreement. That one that should definitely happen more. Yeah.
I don't know.
So Sean's stepping down from the main show or the
And Mark,
Mark. Yeah.
the bros are.
Just
Like
for a
a-
while though,
We
right?
got
Because of the deployment.
it is motivated by the deployment, yes. Whether post deployment, I think Ryan, between us, I think we've kind of said like if they want it back, it's theirs.
Mm-hmm. We've also suggested rotating months too, making it easier for everyone so they don't have to like rush through a month. Basically, it gives you more time. Everyone gives more time to do it. So we've made suggestions. To
Recycling them at least. You could have, you have bros 1 month, us the following, or you could have me and Sean 1 month and you and Mark the next, or like there'd be ways to mix that up as host combinations. But the
ultimately the goal was to beat all gen gamers, and looks like it's gonna happen. So because they're around for what, 5 years? So
Yeah.
the club's about to top that. So
And you're talking about like weekly for having 2 people on, or are you doing weekly or?
no,
they're gonna keep doing. I mean, weekly is really their.
Yeah, I just meant like on the deployment.
On the deployment, what they were talking about doing is that Mark and him would do Portly, which is when Sean is in port, they'll do an episode. So it might not be as frequent, but whenever they can, they will.
Yeah, okay. I do watch weekly. I think I might have missed one here or there because now the live streaming, I'm used to that, and I don't really listen to it outside of that.
To be honest, I prefer weekly like that now.
Yeah,
I enjoy
weeks, but
it makes like the last hour of my work go by. I enjoy the liveness of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Except he likened me to a Wii U and Ryan to was a GameCube.
To a GameCube, yeah.
And me to a Wii. I'm not anywhere near as active for that comparison to be.
Yeah, Sean asked me not to get mad for calling me a nerd. I was like, I'm more upset about this GameCube comment here.
Yeah, and must
he
put
took the N64 for himself.
Yeah, I'm not complaining for mine.
Yeah, nope. You got lucky.
That's right.
Like I barely know anything about the Wii U.
Yeah. But I don't know. I would like to introduce a more regular Twitch aspect. Like it's like if I could take the 3 hours, 4 hours that it takes to put together a video and just turn that into a 4-hour stream or multiple 2-hour streams. Do I feel more or less like, do I feel different about what I do? I don't know.
Well, you're producing content regardless.
Right.
And maybe if you wanted to have it like do that for fun and just have it a little bit more structured for what you put out on your channel, you could do the archive edits, like edit it down after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, depending on how long you run your stream, that could be a lot of time. But I don't know. I don't know how many takes you do for like your average video, like how many hours of video gets cut down into that. So it could be relatively similar.
It wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but you don't have to like script write or do anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, like now is usually a 8 to 10 minute recording that I cut down to like 4 or less.
Yeah.
Usually I tried saying the thing 3 times and I found the third one was the best take. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to start moving to do more scripted stuff when I can finally get time. I don't like working. I kind of need to get out of the laboratory though. I don't like working biotech anymore.
I don't like working at all.
I don't like 9 to 5, but you got to do it. At least I have to.
Man, I remember one of the last times I lost my job and I was on unemployment. Like, the thing is, I wasn't on unemployment. They actually paid for 3 months. It was like a severance package. They gave me like 3 months salary, and they paid me out every 2 weeks with my full benefits. Oh my God! It was like I was bummed. Like, oh, we're sorry, we're just too slow. But we realized blah blah blah. Like, we felt because they were letting a whole bunch of people go. And I was bummed I was losing my job. And all of a sudden they're like, but we're gonna give you this, package. We're gonna pay you for the next 3 months. And I was like, oh, okay. And like I had no rush to get a job or anything. It was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing. And eventually, when it got to that last month, I was like, oh, we got 1 more month of this. And it, I loved it though. It was, I could see retirement being awesome for me.
Yeah. I got hitched onto the unemployment train for 20 months because it was during Obama's first 2 years in office. And so he kept extending unemployment benefits. And it was always happening whenever mine was about to run out. He'd be like, 6 more months.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the place that I was working at, they cut our positions entirely. They didn't fight unemployment at all. And that was right when I was starting at the University of Iowa. So I had just finished my associate's degree and I was going to Iowa. And so for 2 years of college, I had no work, didn't have to work, and was getting paid unemployment for it. So it was school done by 1, come home, a little bit of homework, and then game. Like it was awesome.
No, at that point in time too, I think it just started school too, and I took too many courses to be working with full time too, so I was kind of falling behind a little bit with my courses, and then that completely opened it where I could just get my do what I needed for school, and then I could just sleep in. I could do whatever I essentially wanted. Basically, it gave me the freedom I kind of needed for a little bit, so it was appreciated.
I think my first job after my bachelor's with chemistry and biology, I think I bought a PS3 and then I was fired 2 weeks later. I hate it. I never would do QA again. Oh, God.
Hey, what kind of QA like?
It was in a histology lab. It was really terrible, and they hired you fresh out of college, and that's not something job I would think somebody who knows nothing about the industry should go into.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you meant quality means a lot of different things to different industries, so I wasn't sure if you meant
I was just looking at paperwork. It was just reviewing paperwork all day.
Okay. Because I'm effectively QA right now for call monitoring, so I listen to calls all day. That's why I have this nice noise canceling headset. And I find those top 100 NES or top 100 Nintendo music tracks. I just put that on super low in the background, so I have a little bit of music and just listen to phone calls, and it's great.
Good times.
Good times. Speaking of times, it's 1:45 here.
Yeah. Past 1:45.
We're supposed to get a nor'easter here, so I don't know if I'll be going to work. So that's why I haven't. Why I tuned in.
Is that for Winter Storm Toby? Or
I think so.
Toby.
And I think my supervisor said, "Oh, do you want to stay in a hotel?" I was like, "No." Not really, because we have clients on site. So
You're like, I just want to go home.
yeah, pretty much.
You're not boycotting winter yet? It's spring. Time to boycott.
Well, it should be what, like the 50s or 60s in Milwaukee by the time we went by mid-April.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's supposed to be. It was in the 60s on last Saturday. But I think we're supposed to get snow this Saturday, but then it's supposed to be in the 50s on Tuesday. So it's like one of those things where it's like you're gonna get snow for a day and then it's gonna melt. So
Sounds like here.
yeah.
I don't know, and I'm sure it's undoubtedly warmer than Nova Scotia. So
Yeah.
Anyway, we just transitioned from job talk to weather, so I think we're done.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
Just to
enough.
carry on your mention of the time.
Yeah.
yeah, I should go to bed.
Okay. Well, to those who are still watching, thanks for sticking around. Thanks again for dealing with the late start. But yeah, we'll be back next week.
Don't you go change it.
Go play some Sea of Thieves.
Same cartridge time, same cartridge channel.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Yep.
Bye-bye.